I really can't believe that Kurtis is retiring.
We have so many people coming to the library and saying, Kurtis Kelly can't possibly be retiring. How old is he, like 25?
I mean, what is he, like 30?
Well, Kurtis, I never see you at the library. Since you got bumped up, you sit in your ivory tower.
The man may be beloved, but he's enigmatic. Who is Kurtis Kelly? I don't know, I've tried 10 years to find out. I have worked with Kurtis for 24 years. I know, right? And I always tell everybody, I came with the building. You were there a little bit before that in Bond Park. I have known Kurtis since 2005 when I started as the director. And he was the right-hand man then. Reliable, predictable. People came in and asked only for him. Didn't matter what the issue was, I need Kurtis. So I learned early on his relationship to the community.
The two of us worked closely on the spelling bee as the spellmasters. We volunteered with the Estes Park Learning Place. Our job was to create the list of words that would really stump the spelling teams. We've kind of been Team KK since both of our initials are KK. We would get the list for the spelling bee in advance, and then we would meet maybe like 10 days in advance. We'd go through the list and we'd make it progressively harder. We successfully stumped the contestants every year, we're happy to say, but you know, not enough that there wasn't a winner.
Kurtis came to the library in 1990, and I had been there about 5 years working with mostly women. So I felt a little lonely sometimes. And Kurtis showed up, and I'm going, oh, thank goodness, another fellow that I can identify with. I was in the martial arts, doing karate, aikido, tai chi. And one time our dojo handed out free month memberships, and Kurtis happened to win one. And I'm going, oh yeah, Kurtis won't show up for that. But he did. And he just dove right in with aikido. I really appreciated his enthusiasm.
You always made me feel like I forgot we were friends because you were always so officious at the library. Hi, Michael. This is Kurtis at the library. And it's like, what, did I not return a movie or something?
If there's ever a disgruntled patron, you want Kurtis on your side. He knows exactly what to say to get the situation under control. All the adult programs, anything with an adult in the room, with more than 2 adults in the room, Kurtis is responsible for that. So he's done great work.
Mostly, we work together on the One Book, One Valley committee. So that's where we have the one book every fall where we encourage the community to read that title, and then we bring them in for different programs and events and readings.
There's one title and there's maybe 300 or 400 copies. He's created a month of programming around it. We've had folks who've given donations to keep the program going. They've loved it so much. Of course, Kurtis gets the credit, but he knows too, and would be the first to share that it's a committee of really great volunteers and staff.
He could speak Spanish, which was just amazing to me because I've studied on and off for 10 years, but he could actually converse with people. And so he was the library's connection to the Hispanic community. He was there at the start for Cinco de Mayo, and he did a lot of tutoring and things like that. That was super helpful.
Even though we work in different departments of the library, I work with the youth department and he works generally with the adult services. He has helped us out so many times throughout the years. When I ask him if he would help us do something, it's always, oh sure, Carrie. That's kind of his standard reply, oh sure, Carrie. Years ago, we wanted to do game shows with the kids based on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but we called it Who Wants to Be a Potternaire, all questions about Harry Potter. We also did a Wheel of Fortune game. It was called Wheel of Literacy, based on questions all about children's literature. But we needed a game show host. Kurtis, would you be our game show host? Oh, sure, Carrie. Kurtis, we're doing Dr. Seuss story time. Would you be Mr. Brown from Mr. Brown Can Moo, Can You? And can you do all those sound effects? And Kurtis dressed as Mr. Brown, and when we went to the preschool, before we left, there was a little boy who said, Mr. Brown, I'm gonna tell my mom and dad that you came to story time today. I think he was truly convinced that Kurtis was the real Mr. Brown.
He was kind of a shy, retiring fellow, until you got him up on stage. And then he became Abner Sprague. He became F.O. Stanley.
What I learned about the elk, I'm afraid Estes Park will be overrun with animals of that kind, and we may have to get Roosevelt up there to help reduce the number.
And it was just amazing to watch him perform.
Kurtis Kelly, a person who is very private and introverted day to day, but then to see them on stage as a totally different person, it's amazing.
If it's okay with you, I brought out my Duke Nukem glasses, because, well, as good as you are in life, you're even better in 3D, Kurtis. So, yeah, wasn't this the first play you ever put me in? Modems for Morons. Scotty and Fiona, that was so much fun. And yes, I've saved the Duke Nukem glasses ever since.
There is this great poem, I think it was written by Zora Neale Hurston, about matching your vocation with your avocation. When Kurtis started doing adult programming, the intention for both of us was it was a match to his natural skills as an actor and as a stage presence. So I think his future is a quickening towards his avocation towards acting, impersonation. He has become a master. I've watched that evolution in my time, and it's been a privilege. It really has.
Kurtis, having you on stage, and I speak for everybody who's ever been on stage with you, dude, you're a rock. You're a talented rock. You don't get upset. You don't get pissy like the rest of us actors do when somebody tells us what to do against our grain. You're being restrained and professional. And Kurtis, now maybe you're out of the library, maybe we'll get a chance to do a few more plays a little more often, because to me that would be wonderful.
And I hate to take it for granted, but sorry. Seems kind of silly.
I wish you all the best, and I just really think that you're just a terrific guy.
Thanks a lot for being at the library for 25 years, and thanks a lot for saving me.
There's nothing like having a person like you around. Very special, and I'm going to miss you. And I wish you the very best of luck. Please send me tickets. Bye.
Adios, Cortez.
Bye!